Hi everyone, I'm Giang. I'm 25 and currently living in Vinh, a small city here in Vietnam, where I work as a freelance tutor. Today is just a regular afternoon for me, and I want to take you guys along. If you ever wonder what life is like in Vietnam's smaller cities outside of the main hubs like Hanoi or Saigon, this video is for you. Before we get started, a little bit about me. I was born and raised here, went to college in Hanoi, and then decided to move back home to live and work. A lot of people ask if I regret leaving the big city. I will save the answer for the end of the video because honestly, you might just figure it out yourself after spending the day with me. Alright, let's get into it. It's around 4 p.m. right now. In Vietnam, the afternoon sun is still pretty brutal at this hour. This is the street right in front of my house. It's not super busy and it gets a little dusty, but I live here since I was a kid. Since it's summer break, I have a lot of free time. To keep myself from just lying around the house all day, I decide to go out for a walk this afternoon to get some exercise and clear my head. It's absolutely boiling outside. Let me get ready real quick. I picked up these shoes at a small shop near my house for about $5.70. They are super popular with students here because they only cost about as much as 3 cups of coffee. For me, walking isn't really about losing weight or anything. It's just a simple way to clear my head and unwind after a day of work. See that little boy running over there? That's Gon, my youngest brother. There are three of us. I'm the oldest. And then there's Mouse and Gon. Those are just the nicknames that I'll always call them. My parents are usually pretty busy with work, so I'm the one who spends most of the time taking care of them and helping with their homework. It might sound like a lot of work, but honestly, I love it. And over here are some neighborhood kids playing soccer. Summer in Vietnam is pretty much the ultimate freedom for kids. No school, no homework, just playing, picking up new hobbies, and enjoying the long summer days. Seeing this takes me right back to my own childhood. I used to be just like them. After my work, I hop on my scooter to take my little brother over to visit our grandma. This vibe on the street here is so peaceful, which is a hard contrast to the hustle and bustle of big city like Hanoi, where I went to college and lived for a while. Over there, everything moves so fast. It's always crowded, and it can get pretty overwhelming. On the way, I pull over to grab a quick bite at a small banh mi stall. Grabbing a late afternoon snack is pretty much a staple of Vietnamese culture. It's how everyone recharges before the evening. The food is always made right on the spot, and the smell is so amazing that it's hard not to stop when you walk or drive by. Honestly, the food is one of my absolute favorite things about living in Vietnam. It's diverse, delicious, and best of all, super chips. You can find street food stalls like this on basically every corner, day or night. This is a grilled pork banh mi, one of the most popular go-to snack here. The baguette is hot over hot charcoal until it's perfectly crispy, and it's stuffed with savory grilled pork, fresh herbs, pickled veggies, and a splash of chili sauce. A sandwich like this costs around 50 cents. Sometimes it is simple, everyday things that make life here feel so good. I just make it to my grandma's house. By the way, did you notice what I'm wearing? This is pretty much the unofficial summer uniform for a lot of people in Vietnam. It protects you from the sun and dust. And honestly, it actually keeps you cooler than just wearing regular clothes. If you ever visit Vietnam during the summer, you will see this everywhere. From moms heading to the market to daily commuters on scooters, it's not exactly a fashion statement. It's just for survival on this brutal summer heat. This is the view right behind my grandma's house. If you walk a bit further out this way, you will see the rice field stretching out. Back in the day, this entire area was nothing but endless green fields. But over the last few years, a lot of the land has gradually been cleared to build houses, factories, and roads. Honestly, I don't know how many years we have left to enjoy this view. For now, the locals are still using whatever empty part of the land are left to grow fresh vegetables, partly for their own families and partly to sell at the market. It really helps cut down on living costs that everything is getting so expensive now. Now I'm heading out with the neighborhood kids to fly kites. See the scooter I'm riding? It's an electric scooter. They are super popular in Vietnam now. They are way quieter than gas bikes and much cheaper to run. This is one of the few spots near the city that still looks like an old school village. You can still see these lush green patches of grass tucked between the newly built houses. The kites the kids are holding are all homemade. They split and bend thin pieces of bamboo for the frame, then wrap it in a thin layer of plastic wrap. It's nothing fancy, cost nothing to make, but they fly just as well as the store-bought ones. Flying a kite here takes at least two people. One person stands still, holding the spool of string tight. The other holds the kite, runs against the wind, and lets go the exact moment a wind picks up. The kite catches the breeze, wobbles for a second, and then slowly lifts up. That's when the person with the spool starts letting out line, keeping it taut so the kite stays steady and doesn't crash. It looks simple, but keeping a kite steady and getting it really high takes some skill. You have to read the wind and time the release perfectly. The kids here are pros at it. After just a couple of runs, their kites are soaring high into the afternoon sky. Over on this side, another group is totally locked into a soccer game or an empty lot next to the field. The ball bounces around the dry dirt, and every now and then you hear them cheering when someone scores. Watching the kites drift across the sky and listening to the kids laugh gives me this incredibly peaceful, slow, and nostalgic feeling. No traffic honking, no work deadlines, Absolutely no rush. In a big city, this vibe is pretty much impossible to find. But here, in this little corner that hasn't been urbanized yet, everything feels exactly like the summer afternoons of my childhood. I have a tutoring session tonight, so I need to head back and spend some time preparing the lesson. I teach math, physics, and other science subjects. Since this is the first class after summer break, I want to make sure everything is perfect. I always spend a little extra time putting together the lesson plan for the first day back. I want it to be really engaging so the students can get motivated and back into the groove after a long summer. Time, I'm watering a few of my small pot plants after that brutal heat today. This is my favorite little corner to relax. I think I might actually spend some time remodeling this balcony soon. It's not a hug space, just enough for a few plants, but for me, it's perfect. Every evening, I like to spend a few minutes out here just watering them, clearing my mind, standing still, and taking in a cool night air. Some days, happiness is really that simple. You don't need anything big. This is my classroom, just a small room right next to the balcony. Tonight, I'm teaching a group of ninth graders. This is a hard year for them because at the end of the term, they have to take the high school entrance exam. It's easily one of the most stressful and competitive exams in the entire Vietnamese education system. My classes are pretty small, usually just 5 to 10 students. I charge 50,000 Vietnam dong per session per student, which is about $2 on average. I make around $300 a month from this. It's definitely on the lower side, but it's my only main source of income. In Vietnam, official salaries for public school teachers are really low compared to the cost of living. Because of that, most teachers have to offer private tutoring on the side just to make ends meet. A lot of people actually end up leaving the profession altogether for other jobs due to the financial pressure. But for me, this job is about so much more than the money. It's the connection I have with my students and the feeling that I'm doing something truly meaningful every day. There are nights when I'm exhausted after class, but the moment a student says, Miss Giang, I finally get it today, all that tiredness just washed away. I've always believed that life isn't just about chasing money. Sometimes it's these little moments that make everything truly worth it. It's already 10 p.m. To wind down the day, I'm actually working on learning a new language, Chinese, and my teacher is none other than my younger sister, who's running a mini class for me and my brother. She's always had a gift for language, and she's about to start a new chapter when she heads up to college soon. Watching her confidently teach me is honestly both hilarious and making me super proud. I really believe that no matter how old you are or where you are in life, Learning something new every day is always worth the effort. For me, it's just my way of keeping myself growing, even if life back home moves a bit slower than in the big city. And that's pretty much a day in my life. Nothing fancy, nothing glamorous, but this is my real life. A 25 years old teacher living in a small Vietnamese city, making a modest income but completely fulfilled in my own way. Remember at the beginning of the video when I said I answered whether I regret leaving the big city to move back home? Well, my answer is a definitive no. Out here, I have my family, these peaceful afternoons, and a job I truly love. For me, that's more than enough. This is actually my very first YouTube video. Honestly, I overthought it a ton before finally putting myself out there and uploading this. But I'm really proud of myself for stepping out of my comfort zone. Thank you so much for watching until the very end. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more of real life, culture, and people in Vietnam, please leave a like and don't forget to subscribe so you don't miss the next one. See you guys in the next video.